Today we're going to make this cute little winter scene on popsicle sticks.
For today's craft, you are going to need some glue. I have 10 popsicle sticks. I have a black marker, but you could use a crayon or a pencil crayon for this. A pencil. A hole punch is handy, but you don't have to have it. I have some black paper, and this is I'm going to use for my tree, but if you want to use brown, you could also use brown. I have a little bit of white paper for my snowflakes. I'm making a little red bird, but if you want to make your bird in a different color, go ahead. And I'm going to put little snow at the bottom of my craft today with a cotton ball, but if you don't have a cotton ball, you don't have to add the snow. You are also going to need some scissors for this craft. So go ahead, grab what you do have, and let's get started. The very first thing I want to do, I guess, did I tell you how many popsicle sticks? I think we need 10. Now, if you don't have 10 and you have fewer, then it'll just be a smaller craft, so that's okay. But what I want to do is I want to glue my popsicle sticks somewhere on my piece of paper here. I want to make sure I have enough. So rather than start by gluing, I'm going to start by counting my popsicle sticks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to be 8. These two we are saving for the bottom of the craft. So once you have 8 popsicle sticks all lined up, you're just going to take your pencil and mark where the end is. You can see I started here. Just mark where the top is, and then you can just kind of draw a line across there. And you are going to cut that little rectangle out, and then you're going to glue your popsicle sticks on your piece of paper. Then go ahead, grab your glue, and put a whole bunch on that black piece of paper. And because you have a whole bunch on there, you want to go fairly quickly with this, and you're going to put your popsicle sticks on. And the goal is really not to see the paper, so you don't really want to see the top or the bottom. So if this is too big, just trim off some of your black, and then go ahead and lay them all down. Okay, now you can see that I can see a little bit of extra black here. I'm just going to wait till that dries, and then I'm going to try to trim that off. And I'm going to take my last 2 popsicle sticks, and I'm going to glue those at the bottom like this, with a little bit coming off of each side. So I'm just going to glue them right in the middle. Place those down. I'm going to leave that to dry, and while that's drying, I am going to draw my tree. Now for your tree, it's going to be fitting on top of your structure here, so you don't want it to be too high, and you don't want it to be too wide. So you're going to decide how big your structure is and how big you want your tree to be, and then your tree is just random. It's really easy to draw in terms of there's no right and there's no wrong. So when I'm doing mine, I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to draw a line up. I'm going to jump over just so I know the thickness, and I'm going to draw another line up so that you can see here. It's about the thickness, 1 centimeter of my finger, and then I'm just going to go back to this line on the left. I'm going to curve out and then in. I'm going to go up and curve back in, and maybe curve a little bit to the right and go up, and then back down, a nice thin branch. And I'm going to go up again. I'm just randomly coming around and down, and then I'm going to go way up and turn a little bit to the left and then down, and maybe I can go to the right this time, and then come down again, and then maybe to the right again, and then down, 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 down. Uh-oh, I think my tree is looking bigger than it's supposed to here. And then I'm going to go around to the right and down, and then maybe curve a little bit over here to the left. So you can see I'm curving to the right, I'm curving to the left. It does not matter. I'm going to curve over here to the right. And you can, I don't know if you, I hope you can see that, but it just curves, curves, curves. Now here's the only problem. If I put it down here, it looks taller than my original structure here. So I don't want any of this. Just going to make it a little bit shorter. So there you go, tree. I had to shorten my tree a little bit just so that it will fit. Looks like I'm missing a line there anyway. And then I'm going to cut that out. So please don't worry about what your tree looks like. That's a wonderful thing, is all trees look different. So you make your tree look any way you want. Once you're done, go ahead and cut it out. Okay, I have my tree here. You can see I almost cut it off. And when I was cutting, I didn't quite get into the exact spots. It was pretty tricky. So in order, so that you don't see that, I just turn it over so you don't see any of my pencil marks. And then you can see it's still too high. I can actually kind of like it. I might just leave it like that. So you can either leave it like that or trim off the top or trim off the bottom and put it on like this. I will show you another one where the tree fits exactly on, but I think I'm gonna leave it. Oh yes, I like it. So I have my tree ready. That's where I want to glue it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. Just be careful with the glue. You don't want to rip off any of your branches because they're pretty delicate. Glue your tree on wherever you would like it. Then I like to use the hole punch to make some snowflakes. If you do not have a hole punch, you can just draw little circles and cut those out. When you're putting your little snowflakes on, you can just place them wherever you would like. Then I have a little bit of cotton ball, and I'm just going to put that on the bottom. And to do that, I just pull apart the cotton ball, just pulling gently. If it comes apart, that's okay because you're going to be gluing it anyway. And before I glue it, I put the glue here and then put the cotton ball on top, because if you try to put the glue on the cotton ball, it gets all over your hands and it's very, very messy. So go ahead and you're going to glue your snowflakes, and then you can glue your cotton ball. If you don't have a cotton ball, you could just actually take some white paper and glue that at the bottom. You could actually crumple up white tissue paper and glue it at the bottom. You don't actually have to put anything at the bottom. You could just leave it. So as you can see, I'm putting glue on the bottom. Then I'm going to take my cotton, place it on top, gently tap, tap, tap. Oop, got some on my fingers. And you could leave it like that, or you could join me and make a little bird. To make a little bird, all I am going to do is draw an oval, however big you want your bird to be, and cut that out. I'm going to take my marker, crown or pencil crown, and put a little dot for the eye. And I'm going to put a little wing so it's a curved line up, in, out, and in again. And with this little bit of black here, I want to make a tiny little triangle. If I can do that, see my tiny triangle there? I am going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my bird and just glue his beak. There we go. And then a little bit more on there and put him on my tree, wherever you would like. You could even put some more birds if you would like. And I told you I would show you another one where the tree is just right on top of the craft. So there's the tree. Oh, and you know what we forgot to do is trim off this extra little black here. I think it's okay to trim now. You want to make sure that it's pretty dry before you trim. So I'm going to try to trim as much of that off as possible. Here you can see I had some orange on the back. I didn't use black, and I have to trim that as well. And trim that off. So you can see the difference here. The tree is larger. Here the tree is smaller. My little bird fell off this tree. Here I made my bird a little bit larger. I'm going to put him up here, I think. And here my bird is a little bit smaller. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for joining me on Craft Club for Kids. Remember, be creative and have fun.